coming now as they kick it away. Fielded right around the 8. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Now Willis on 1st and 10. That's swung out wide to Harris. And some space here. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Give him 32 on the play.
Tell you what, partner, you get the football in his hands, just give him a little bit of open space. As we just saw, he can make you pay.
And he wasn't the top option there, but check down turned into 1st down and then some. 1st and 10, Willis. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
I know this made me jump in the gun a little bit, but 7-7, they're flinging it around like crazy. Look at the drive that's going on here. Partner, we may have to start thinking about one of these defenses just holding someone to a field goal and maybe trying to get an advantage that way.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. The Steelers at 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season. They got off to the tough 0-2 start, but come off a very important first win of the season last time out.
And it's tough when you find yourself in an early season crossroads, but that's exactly where they were. At 0-2, they were thinking if we fall to 0-3, things can spin out of control. But now at 1-2, they shouldn't feel the need to press out there. They're now back in a good spot. Find a way to win some games and keep moving forward.
Right back to the air again with Willis. A throw left side, caught by the tight end Freiermuth. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 18 yards that time to push him up 1st and goal. Harris running straight ahead. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers have moved out in front. Boswell good with the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. This will be complete to Mechie. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. 1st and 10, it's Pierce. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
This defense is really floating around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
The Texans on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. They'll drop to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Now Aldrick Rosas for the field goal attempt. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. Rosas' kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Let's go now.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
The partner's a former defensive back. I'm not knowing much of physical reaction, watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. On first down, Willis. It's brought in by Harris. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for 2nd down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Willis. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. 3rd down, it's Willis. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on 3rd down. And he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a 1st down.
Broke the 1 tackle, but couldn't spring himself free.
Here we go.
They run for it with Harris. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. That good for 22 and a 1st down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
1st down, and they go back to Harris. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Harris. Not going anywhere. He'll lose a couple back to the 6. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? They'll run again with Harris. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And they're able to add on to their advantage. Extra point put through by Boswell, and that makes it a 21-10 game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. From the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go and try and put some pressure on the defense.
On 2nd down, now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. On 3rd down, here's Pierce. A nice little juke. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the 1st down.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. They'll try and throw for it here. He's got a man complete. And he is going to... First down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Here's Johnny Townsend to punt it away. Yeah, not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Okay, break.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we reach halftime here in the Steel City with the Steelers on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go now.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Again, it's Harris on second down. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. 3rd and 2, Willis. He's got his tight end Freiermuth over the middle. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. So 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 45-yard line. To the air on 1st down, here's Willis. He rifles one that's intercepted. And the Texans are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind. And we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
He'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite powering through the tackle. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
2nd and 6. That's underneath to Pierce. 2 yards on the pickup there. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Back to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on third down.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Give left side for Pierce. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They're going to look to throw. Got a man. It's caught at the 6-yard line. Touchdown, Houston. Dameon Pierce. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Texans are back within a score. Now the Houston offense is going to stay out there as they'll try for 2. They'll look to throw. And he'll get in for the 2 points. And that'll cut the deficit down to just a field goal. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet and said, go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call. And he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion. And now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half. Finding Harris over the middle. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 66 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Off the play fake, here's Willis. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that is incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
On second down, this is Harris. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. First and 10, it's Willis. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. On the give, this is Harris. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Second down and goal. Willis. Harris has it over the middle. Touchdown! Najee Harris from 10 yards out. And the Steelers will add to their fourth quarter lead. Boswell good with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. They'll set up a throw. Got this into the hands of the tight end, Jordan. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Now a throw here to his running back. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now back to throw. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, Houston. Dameon Pierce, 44 yards. And the Texans have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Rosas good with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. I don't want to say that they're completely against the wall here, Charles, but all of a sudden, with the run that they've been on the other sideline, this is down to a 3-point game. They got to be careful.
Not much space from their back to the wall, though. So you're exactly right. They've got to be careful here. But this is where the value of note-taking and recall comes into play. What was working earlier? Why was it working? Can you get those types of matchups again? And can you run those plays that get you a little bit more breathing room and a little bit of space?
And he'll be pretty well stopped at his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. Willis looking to throw it. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 29-yard line. They hand this off to Harris. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
Well, partner, Marvin, our #1 stats guy just handed me a little card that says he has 97 yards on the ground today. You think he's going to get the ball again?
I think so. 3 away from that century mark. Got to have it.
Yeah, and I think what they're going to call is one of his favorite runs, whatever he feels comfortable with, and what the offensive line has executed well today, try and get him over 100 yards.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3.
Hey, let's go!
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. 107 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Now a signal and a timeout here on the defensive side of the ball. So they want to stop it with 1 second to go prior to the 2-minute warning. Back to throw Willis. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. They run with Harris. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I...
And in for the Steelers, touchdown! Pat Freiermuth, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play there gets them right back up.
Touchdown, Houston! Dameon Pierce, 45 yards. And the Texans have cut it back within a score.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
PAT up and good by Rosas. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. Fielded right around the 8. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because We've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time, ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
What a ball game this was. What an